Hello and welcome to this very special show. Today I'm in conversation with the world's largest automaker's India head, Naomi Ishii, who's here to talk to us about the overall plan or the turnaround plan that the company has set out to become a dominant player in the Indian market. Ishii-san, thank you very much for talking to Bloomberg TV India. Pleasure to have you on this show.
My pleasure.
My first question, which I'm sure most people want to know and ask, is that you are, of course, the world's biggest automaker, have been in India for quite some time now, but haven't been able to crack the Indian market, if I may say that. What's been the reason? I mean, what are your learnings and what is it that hasn't really worked for Toyota in India so far?
I came here with a very white paper. Nothing inside I have. And spending almost a few months, maybe January, February, just to observe what's going on in the company and also outside in the market. Not only the competition, but also what is required on a Toyota from the mid and long term, the growth of India point of view. That was what I have been doing.
Sure. So what has been your learning? I mean, it's been 18 months, if I'm not wrong, or maybe more, of you having spent time in India. What is it that you found has been very different about India as opposed to other markets?
I think compared to the other market, the Toyota as a brand is already known by basically everybody from the day one, I think. Whereas other country, we started from the beginning. Means we didn't have the name value when we started the business, and gradually we established the brand. But in India, Toyota is already known by everybody basically, because it was late 1990 when we started the business. So
when you're saying the brand was already known, so that's to your advantage. I mean, it should have worked well as opposed to not doing that well right now. So what really was not right?
That's a point, that because if you look at the market, there are many strong and competitive competitors like Maruti Suzuki, Hyundai, Honda, whatever. So naturally, my thinking way is what would be the differentiator that Toyota only can do it in the market of India.
So what is that?
That is how to solve a problem which India may have in front in order to grow for the future.
Okay.
So, say for example, to grow for India for the future in a sustainable manner, you have to solve the fundamental challenges. One is a safety issue. Third point is air pollution. So how to, you have to bring more advanced technology like hybrid. So those four are more my interest rather than just, selling more and earning profitability.
Sure, so you're looking at a future of what the automobile market will demand and really working towards that. But what about the current situation? I mean, how do you bring yourself out of a mere 5% market share? Because that also establishes a big, connect with the consumer. I mean, they want to know if a company that they're buying products from is the market leader or in the top 3 car companies. How do you intend to grow from there?
So to achieve the mid and long-term target, what we have to do now is to enhance our capability to keep satisfying customers together our deal plans. I don't want to tell about the share because that is always the result of our effort. So we don't have actually the target share inside in the company. But what we have inside of the company as a target is the number of customers which we want to get newly. And
what is that? What have you set out? I believe there's a Vision 2020 that's been set out and a turnaround plan that you've started working on. So can you take us through those plans?
When I came to India, I found some, a little bit too much short-term oriented thinking in the company, which means we didn't have these, the future goal in terms of its direction in which area we want to be admired by customers or by societies.
Sure.
And called all the Indian leaders from the all function, means from sales and marketing, manufacturing, and purchasing, HR, and development, everybody, and to get together. And I put a big homework to them that you should think about the future in your professional field. So to people in sales and marketing, I ask them, what is their ideal situation, what you want to achieve in 2020? Not today, not tomorrow, but
over a period of time, yes.
Yeah. So the mid and long-term thinking is putting an ideal situation in 2020, and you have to find out what you have to start now.
Correct.
And actually, the first period in February, March, I realized that they were so confused, very much, and I don't think they really understood what I was trying to do.
Okay.
But I was at that time very confident because I saw a very strong individual capability of Indians during the IRS session. They are so capable to solve the problem in front as a person, but a little bit difficult to make them as a team, and also a little bit difficult to make thinking about the future. So my point is, as I said, the 4 areas: safety, energy security, emission, air pollution, and advanced technology. Those 4 pillars.
Sure. So what did your global counterparts have to say on the plan? I mean, were they of the view that this is exactly how we want it to happen, or there were some changes that you incorporated?
Decision make I did last year was I changed the ongoing new product planning development to the other models, which I can't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a very big discussion. And
no, so what do you mean by saying that? Don't give me specifics, but when you say that you changed the model,
there was a model which was in the pipeline to introduce in the Indian market, but I saw it would yes, we can make some more volume and profitability with that model, but I thought that cannot match to my perspective, which I mentioned about. So I changed, I stopped it, and I changed. I asked Team C to shift their R&D resources from that area to the another area.
Okay.
Yeah. And now everybody at that time the controversial opinion was there, as you know. Wherever you change,
then
you cannot avoid any controversial resistance. But now the situation last year, the situation now in terms of its market kind of perception about the safety or advanced technology is totally changed from the situation last year.
Absolutely.
Completely changed.
Absolutely.
But now everybody, accepted. Oh, this direction, the changing was a very right direction. So that is something what I want to
bring in,
and I want to inculcate as a capability of Indian leaders.
Sure.
Think about the future and find out what you have to do now and keep enhancing their capability.
When you say no big launches that you're planning right now, just give us a sense. That means, are you saying that we will not see new products coming out of Toyota over the next few years? Is that what
we did.
Sorry?
A little bit we did, like Camry Hybrid.
Yeah, okay, so tweaking a bit of,
yes.
Or maybe bringing in refreshes. Is that what you're going to be focusing on?
For this year only, yes. We just, our priority, this year I really define this year as a consolidation of the total competitiveness in operation, including the dealer plants as well as supplier plants.
All right. But any segments you think you can be present with your global expertise and you're not there, and that segment is really doing well? For instance, compact SUV. You know, everybody is bringing in. In fact, this year itself, you'll see 5 manufacturers getting into this space who were never there. Would Toyota bring in something in that space anytime soon?
If we had that model today, I would have been very happy. But this year, it's too early.
Right. I want to ask you about the profitability of the company. How is that right now? I mean, are you profit making at this point? If not, by when do you see yourself, you know, actually making money out of the business in India?
As of today, thanks to the big effort and the customers, we are in a positive side of the profitability.
Okay.
Yes, we could improve a lot. That is simply, I really appreciate all the stakeholders like dealer friends and the supplier friends and the customers understanding on our value of the product as well as the service.
Sure. Right. So when you say you are obviously profitable and there's a lot of room to grow, any target set out for you know, the Indian arm to say by a certain period of time, let's say by 2020, you want to be profitable by so much? I mean, is that something that you can possibly talk and share with us?
It is said that normally the car industry's average return on sales, I would say, is 5 to 10% around. So I want to, keep us in that range forever. I don't want to earn 20%, 30% because that is too much. So we have to keep bringing new technology which can contribute to the 4 points, as I said.
Sure. So tell us more about these. I mean, we saw hybrids, being introduced some years ago, but no real support coming in from government made manufacturers roll back the products. What is the sense you pick up from the government now when you talk to them about the possibility of bringing the costs right for these products? Because there has to be takers. Only the takers will come when the price will be, of a range which is accepted.
You're right. But at this point in time, we produce Camry hybrid here in India, and the volume is not so big because of the price range is very high. But if you look at the development of volume, number of customers, it's dramatically increasing.
Okay.
And now out of the total Camry sales, 80% is hybrid.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and we will keep marketing the merit of hybrid, and the customers who bought hybrid is so satisfied, and they are now becoming a very good ambassador to spread the merit of hybrid. That's one thing. And also as far as the government concerned, they are also very happy to support us. The hybrid.
Would you be bringing more hybrids across your range? Would you introduce more?
That is what we have to do it into more affordable range of the price.
Sure. How about Etios brand? I mean, that brand was launched with a lot of expectations on the huge volume driver that it will turn out to be, etc. Not really being that successful in that sense. What is the plan there? I mean, are you trying to rework the strategy around Etios?
Yeah, we have been reworking the strategy, not strategy, but we have been working how to not, as I said once again, as I said, not to increase the volume, but how to reach the
acceptance level.
Yeah, how to reach the customer who really want to have Etios, and not like the very youngsters like dancing in the movie may not want to buy Etios, but there are many customers who really want to buy Etios because of its quality and the durability and reliability, as well as the best-in-class cost of ownership. So gradually the Etios series volume is picking up.
I want to ask you about your overall investments that have been done in India. It's been, of course, a long 15 years or more that you've spent. What is the investments that have been planned to promote what you've been saying about these 4 pillars that you'll be working on? And that is must be capital intensive when you talk about promoting that and bringing these technology into the country. So what is the investment plan
for
2020? Yes. And what is the capacity that you're working with as far as manufacturing goes? And does it go up from where it is right now?
To bring the CBU, complete building unit, is not possible here.
Sure.
So whatever you bring, you have
to
you have to localize here. So the challenge that we have to tackle and overcome is how to make us and our supplier friends to produce such kind of new technology. So to do so, we have to improve the process of their lines and develop people. But at the same time, we have to really address the area, special area, which is electronics localization. Because as you know, if you bring advanced technology, all the area requires more electronics.
That's right. So that is the area.
That is the area which we not only told, but also as an industry, we really have to work on that. Otherwise, in soon the import of electronics parts may exceed the import of the crude oil, which is another country security risk, which we have to overcome as quick as possible.
But what is the investments planned for the next few years?
Next few years, that I cannot tell you the exact number.
Okay, but is it so how much have you already invested in India?
So in total, maybe 8,900 crores rupee or something, maybe.
Okay.
Approximately. So far.
Right. So far in India. Any plans to expand your manufacturing capacities? Because if you make in India, as you said, that is one area where you would want to participate and maybe export from here. Would you be expanding your capacities, or you're okay at this point?
I think the same as other OEMs, we also have the very excess capacity as of today. So so far we have no plan to expand, but because of there is still enough capacity to increase the production number.
Okay. What is the current capacity utilization?
They're around 55%, 60%, around that.
Right.
It depends.
Yeah. Talk about exports. Would you look at India in any way to help you export to neighboring countries? Right now, I don't see that as a big push. But will it become over a period of time? Is that a part of your strategy, which is Vision 2020?
Definitely. And now we are exporting Etios series to mainly South Africa and also neighboring countries, around 20,000 a year, 20,000 units a year. But I think India has a huge potential to be the global hub because of the very skilled laborers available in India, and also they're very much accessible to the global and very advanced technology because of its skill of people and English communication.
Sure. But so what is the plan? What is the target set out from 20,000 a year that you said? How much do you see?
Export?
Yeah.
I think it's depends on our Indians' capability in terms of its quality improvement and cost and delivery commitment. And I'm now enhancing with our supplier friends as well as TKM to get the more export, because export cannot be done by just only exporter, but customers should accept that.
Sure.
So not only Toyota, but also any other OEMs sitting in India have the same problem. But there is a future. That's why we are really enhancing our operation.
So would you add new markets to ETIOS and other products? Any new markets that you've identified and said that we'll start exporting to these markets from India?
So far, I don't have any answer to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would also like to ask you about the R&D capability. And when you say that you are trying to localize as much in India and utilize that, what is the kind of manpower addition that we will see from your end in R&D? And what is the investments in R&D that we will see?
We, as a global Toyota, historically we have been enhancing R&D capability, and we have the huge R&D resources available in India, in Japan, and also other regional headquarters in Thailand. And at this point in time, our plan is to enhance our Indian engineers' capability to meet the global level required by getting a more in the project in an Asian Pacific region, as well as global Toyota perspective, which means that we are sending a lot of engineers to Thailand and to Japan to get more opportunity to be developed. And gradually the number of engineers, Indian engineers, is increasing.
I want to ask you one final question. Is there any target for the world #1 to maybe become one of the top 3 companies in India? Is that a part of your Vision 2020? Do you see yourself as competing with the likes of Maruti and Hyundai? Because right now, obviously, you have a smaller market share.
Yes.
So, what is their timeline?
Definitely, but not just in terms of share. Okay. For us, the share doesn't tell anything. Okay. Share is the result. So we have no idea how much share we want to get in 2020. But what we clearly have in our mind as a goal to be #1 in India is in its quality of product, in its quality of operation, and the people's capability among our stakeholders available in India, which means dealer friends and the supplier friends and the TKM, so that we can be really the #1 contributor to Indian growth in terms of its quality. Quality is important to make India as one of the great country.
All right.
To that, I want to really contribute.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shashank. Thank you for your time.
Hi,
Pleasure talking to you.
Hi, thank you.